Hello everyone, I am Liz from French Toast and Books, and I am finally back from my 3-week hiatus. After Thanksgiving, I got really sick and could not record any videos, and then I had to prep for finals, which was just, we had a huge snowstorm, so our finals got delayed, and so I had to do more studying and more prep work, and it all accumulated to being 3 weeks sans recording videos. But I am back and I am here to make videos more regularly now that I have a break between both semesters at school. So we're going to get started with my November wrap-up. The first book I read was The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings, and it's a YA dystopian novel, and most people have either already heard of it or read about it. And I really enjoyed how Lindsay Cummings doesn't spoon-feed you the history of this dystopian world, so you're figuring it out as you go along. So you're introduced to the characters, and you are able to make your own opinions about everyone and how this world has come to be. I really enjoyed the first half as you are introduced to Meadow and Zephyr and see how their world collides, and I particularly loved reading about Meadow finding a job to support her family and what she had to do to get said job. So I really loved that. However, the plot twists and the big reveals were very predictable for me. I wasn't really left guessing. I kind of knew what was going to happen and when it would happen. So that's kind of how the story unraveled for me. Because I really enjoyed the beginning half so much and just Lindsay Cummings' writing style, that I gave it a 3.75 out of 5 stars. The next story I read was The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, and it is a classic for a reason. It is so great with its vivid imagery that I read this book and I just sucked it all in and enjoyed reading about this new civilization as the time traveler shoots himself centuries, like mega centuries into the future, to where England as we know it is not there anymore. It's a huge forest, a tropical oasis of plants and new human creatures. So I really loved it. I loved the ending. It was so beautiful, but like as a classic goes, it leaves you guessing and you never get to know your answers. You're just left to make your own opinions and answers yourself. So obviously you can't give it anything less than a 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I finished was Silent Echo by Alyssa Freilich, and I love this modern twist to Greek mythology. In this YA kind of fantasy story. It stars a girl named Portia who is born a mute, and then she turns 16 and discovers her voice and everything that falls with this new voice and her power to control people by her voice. So it was pretty great. I really loved the concept and the evolution of the Odyssey as the Greek mythology becomes modernized into our 20th century. I also really love the prologue. It was stunning, absolutely beautiful. So it was a great opener that just kind of clutched you and brought you into the story. As the story evolved, I did find some things that kind of just didn't sit well with me though. Portia ends up developing this kind of evilness, this evil power inside her, and the way she handles it, and just, I really didn't like it. She doesn't handle it well, she doesn't apologize for all the crap she does, and people are just left saying, what the hell? And that's kind of what I felt. Then the ending was underwhelming for me. It just gets wrapped up so fast that you're kind of left questioning what the heck happened, and it is a huge setup for the sequel. So I don't like it when authors do that. So I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Bound by Duty by Stormy Smith, and how do I explain this book? It is a story about a young girl, Amelia, who discovers that she is an elder in this race of immortal beings, and she doesn't exactly know what that means, what powers she has, and she just has to kind of figure it out. So you're figuring it out with her, and you get to make your own guesses as to who people are and whether Amelia can trust them. And she discovers this hot boy named Aiden as she's off to college to do her own thing until her 21st birthday, where she is betrothed to marry the Prince of the Immortals. So I really loved making my own guesses, and I was wrong most of the time. And again, I'm a stickler for prologues. Stormy Smith made an amazing prologue that brings you into this prophecy and who these people really are, but it also left you with so many questions that you need answered, and it was just a great start to this series. So yes, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I couldn't give it anything less. The last book I got to in November was Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. And I finally got to it. I finally read it. Yes, I did. And holy crap. Why did I neglect to read this for a whole year? I have no idea. Because it is so great, and I can't really talk about it because it's a whole mess of spoilers and juicy just rumors and tidbits, and it was so great. But the basic premise of this book is you have a girl named Amy who is married to a boy named Nick, and Amy completely disappears on their 5th year anniversary, and Nick doesn't know how to handle himself. He's kind of erratic, and he's evasive, and he doesn't really grieve. He's not the grieving type. So the detectives and the police automatically sink their claws into him as they try to figure out what happened to Amy. Is she dead? Did Nick kill her? Nobody really knows, and it alternates between the current point of view of Nick figuring things out and Amy's journal entries. And oh my goodness, I'm just gonna say Amy and Nick are kind of the perfect couple in the sense where Amy is a psychopath and Nick is a sociopath. It kind of works out so brilliantly, and you just gotta read it because wow. It's a 5 out of 5, guys. And those, my friends, are all 5 of the stories I read in November. Anyway, that is a wrap up for my I'm Back video, and I will try to talk to you guys soon with the holidays. Love you guys. Goodbye.